Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me. Hi friends, today we are reading Peppa Pig Stars and Peppa Pig, Peppa's first sleepover. Peppa Pig Stars. Follow the twinkling North Star and join Peppa and George on their space discovery. Stars. It is almost time for bed. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig and Peppa are having mugs of hot milk. Snort, snort. George comes running in wearing his spacesuit. George, why are you in that spacesuit? Asks Daddy. You should be in your pyjamas. Hee hee, snort, snort. George loves everything to do with space. Clunk, clunk. Oh dear. George is trying to drink through his helmet. George, cries Peppa. Take your space helmet off to drink your milk. Peppa takes George's helmet off. Slurp, slurp, burp. That's better. It's bedtime, little ones, calls Daddy Pig. Peppa and George are tucked up in bed. George likes to listen to his space mobile. Not space again, sighs Peppa. It's boring. Space isn't boring, Peppa. It's full of wonderful stars, smiles Daddy Pig. Snort. I can't see anything, says Peppa, looking out of the bedroom window. It's easier to see the stars outside, explains Daddy Pig. If you put your coats on, we could go and see. That one is the North Star, says Daddy Pig. Peppa sings a star song. North Star, are you near or are you far? Can we get there in the car? The stars are too far to get to by car, but they look closer through a telescope, replies Daddy. Grandpa Pig has a telescope, says Mummy Pig. It's late, but we can drive to his house just this once. Peppa and George have arrived at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Mummy Pig rings the doorbell. Ding dong! What are you doing here? Asks Grandpa. Could we take a look through your telescope, please? Asks Mummy Pig. Very well, replies Grandpa. To the top of the house we go. Grandpa Pig's hobby is looking at the stars. Snort. Here she is, old Bess, says Grandpa Pig. Wow, gasps Peppa, seeing the telescope. Who's for the first look? Asks Grandpa. Me, shouts Peppa. It's the North Star, cries Peppa. We sailors use that star to find our way home, explains Grandpa Pig. Daddy used it to find his way here, Peppa adds, smiling. Now it is George's turn to look through the telescope. He can see a planet with rings. Snort. What else is in the sky? Asks Peppa. George can see the planet Saturn, says Grandpa. What is Saturn like? Cries Peppa. Saturn has rings made of rock and ice, and it is very, very cold, says Grandpa Pig. We could build a snowman, cries Peppa. Quick, look, Peppa, gasps Grandpa. It's a shooting star. You have to make a wish. I wish that when George is old enough to have his own rocket, he will take me into space, cheers Peppa happily. Snort, snort, grunts George. Ha, snort. Everyone laughs. Whoosh! Peppa Pig. Peppa's first sleepover. Peppa Pig is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. The most important thing about a sleepover is that you must not sleep. With music, a midnight feast and a scary story, can Peppa and her friends stay awake? Peppa is going to her very first sleepover at Zoe Zebra's house. Welcome to my sleepover, Zoe says. I'll pick you up in the morning, Mummy Pig says to Peppa with a kiss. Rebecca Rabbit, Susie Sheep and Emily Elephant are already here. I've got my teddy, Peppa says. Zoe has her monkey, Rebecca has her carrot, Susie has her owl and Emily has her frog. Don't stay up too late, girls, and don't be too loud. Daddy Zebra has to get up early to deliver the post, Mummy Zebra says as she turns out the lights. Zoe's baby twin sisters Zuzu and Zaza want to join the sleepover too. Sleepovers are only for big girls, Zoe says. Wah! The twins begin to cry. They're so sweet and little, Peppa says. Can they stay? Rebecca asks. OK, Zoe says to the twins, but you must not fall asleep. What should we do first? Susie asks. I'm having piano lessons. Listen. Zoe starts to pound on the keys. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Mummy Zebra has woken up. Shush! You must be quiet so Daddy Zebra can sleep. Now, into your sleeping bags, please. Snort. What do we do now? Peppa asks. At sleepovers, there's always a midnight feast, Zoe says. It's when we eat things, Susie says in a hushed voice. In secret. Shh, Zoe says as she leads the girls to the kitchen. They each grab some delicious fruit, perfect for a midnight feast. The floorboard creaks. Oh no, Mummy Zebra has woken up. You'll wake Daddy Zebra. Now, who knows a bedtime story? The girls take turns. Once upon a time, there was a little fairy, Susie begins. And she lived in the forest. Peppa continues. And the fairy met a big monster who went, roar, Emily says with a big elephant trumpet noise. Oh dear, the noise has woken Daddy Zebra. Sorry, Daddy, Zoe says. There was a story about a fairy and a scary monster. And we want to know what happens next, Peppa says. Very well, Daddy Zebra sighs. The monster lifted up his great big hairy paws and walked along on his great big hairy feet and sang, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Daddy Zebra sings gently as he plays the piano. Daddy Zebra's song has sent everyone to sleep. Shh. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.